Hey Scorpio, welcome to Sweet Tea Astrology and Tarot. My name is Erica. Let's see what's going on in the stars and cards for you. We start off the month with Mercury, the planet of thought, movement, and communication, moving into your second house of money, resources, possessions, and self-esteem. There's a new moon solar eclipse at 23 degrees 7 minutes of Sagittarius in your second house, and from this there's a Sabian symbol you can take from it, or that corresponds to this. It's a group of immigrants as they fulfill the requirements of entrance into the new country. From this you can take the theme transition in that second house. On the 15th, we've got Venus entering Sagittarius, also in that second house. Venus is the planet of love, beauty, harmony, money, and resources, moving into that money house. So could be looking and feeling really nice for you. New beginnings coming to you in that house with that eclipse. We have two major arcanas that have shown up for you in your general reading. Now let's look at the Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle deck. So Venus enters the second house on the 15th. On the 16th, Saturn enters Aquarius, and this is your fourth house of home, family, roots, stability, and foundations. On the 19th, Jupiter enters that same house. And on the 20th, Mercury moves into your third house of short distance trips, siblings, cousins, neighbors, the neighborhood. It's also your communication devices in your commute. On the very same day, Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius will conjunct. And this is a fourth house solstice conjunction, seeding something that will be there for the next 20 years. That vibe, that energy. And then on the 29th, we have a full moon at 8 degrees, 53 minutes of Cancer. We round up to 9 degrees. And the Sabian symbol that it corresponds with this reads, a small naked girl bends over a pond trying to catch a fish. From this, you can take the theme purity and understanding. This occurs in your ninth house of long distance trips, adventures, questing, higher education, foreign people, foreign places, foreign things, and possibly foreign language. Pulling for you now a Vintage Wisdom Oracle card, Scorpio. Starting off the beginning of the month with your mind on your money and making that money, and basically your mind's on your bag. Mid-month, focus shifts to the house, home, and family. And then at the end of the month, it's towards the third house. We round out the month with that ninth house full moon. Really interesting, the cards that have shown up for you so far. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. We've got the Moon, two of the major arcana cards. And then we've got the Four of Wands showed up, and that deals with home and family and celebration and stability. Scorpio, December. Okay. Kind of slung itself out. Enchantment. Isn't that pretty? Well, you can't see it yet, but I'll show it to you. Who or what is enchanting you, Scorpio? Allow yourself to be enchanted by the holiday season. We need all of the good vibrations we can get. Allow your spirits to be lifted and buoyed by the spirit of Christmas, even if it isn't going to be a big one, even if it isn't going to be filled with a bunch of things. This year, if we haven't learned anything, it's about what we have around us in our families and the people that we love. Those things are the most important. The most important. Don't be afraid to dip into your feelings if you need to, especially if it's a surrounding home and family. It's also interesting that you have that full moon at the end of the month, and it's in your ninth house of long distance trips, and there's a sailboat back there, and I would call this a full moon. From the Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle deck, you had two cards kind of fling themselves out. Epidote. Manifestation, magnification, abundance, and grounding as I drop the daggum card. Manifestation, magnification, abundance, and grounding. It helps heal and amplify the vibrations of the heart and the root chakra. Epidote is a grounding and protective stone that activates and manifests more of what you already have. Isn't that what I was just talking about? It's also known as the wish granting stone because of its power to draw prosperity and abundance in many forms. You've pulled this card because there's a specific wish in your heart and you need to magnify what surrounds you. And a need to magnify what surrounds you. Meditate with Epidote to ground you, to make your wish a reality, and to align with your higher truth. Apache Tear Obsidian, grounding, protection, emotional healing. It helps heal and amplify the vibrations of the root and heart chakra. Apache Tear Obsidian grounds, protects, and heals. It also cleanses your emotional wounds. You've pulled this card because you are grieving and need support to release your emotions. Meditate with Apache Tear Obsidian to find new hope, embrace joy, and release your pain to the infinite source of love. Let's see what rune wants to speak to you before we dig into the cards, the tarot cards. For the Scorpios this December 2020, what do we need to see? I say we because I am a part of you. Scorpio rising. Shout out, y'all. What do we need to see? Which rune? The sun rune. The sun is going through your second and third house for the month of December. Second house has got a lot of focus on it. It's that earning ability. It's that self-esteem. It's the possessions. It's also where you're having that new moon solar eclipse in the second house. So the card at the bottom of the tarot reading is the Four of Wands. Solid foundation, celebration, stability, safety, and speaking to and about the home, which is interesting because you have that fourth house conjunction on the 21st. Saturn will be in your fourth house for 2 years. Jupiter will be here for a year. You're building your home, your family. Well, Saturn will test the strength of your home and your family. Better said. Card in the recent past, we have the Ten of Hearts or the Wheel of Fortune. Ten of Hearts is also the Ten of Cups, which deals with an emotional ending in some way. It deals with emotional bliss, happiness, and attainment. Cycles are coming to an end when you see the 10. The Wheel of Fortune deals with cycles and change, and there can be ups and downs associated with the Wheel of Fortune. Now we have the Moon card. So the moon is going to be taking her journey through your second house on the 14th. There's going to be a new moon solar eclipse in that second house. And then we've got the full moon in your ninth house on the very end of the month, of the 29th. The moon card in the Rider-Waite Tarot is associated with, I like to think of the sign of Cancer because Cancer is ruled by the moon. It's usually tied to Pisces as well. Some people give it a water sign correspondence. It's about mystery. It's about subconscious. It's about the dreams, subtlety, instinct, intuition. And then we've got the Jack of Spades. This would be like the Page or the Knight of Swords. Someone who's intellectually immature or acts without thinking. The Knight is aggressively pursuing a goal, fierce and determined. Second house and fourth house, big deal for you coming up. Pay attention to what goes on the 21st. It will give the vibe for the next 20 years. You're seeding something, darling. I'm sending you a lot of love, Scorpio. I hope you're well. Please take care of yourself and please be kind to yourself. And I'm asking that you save some kindness for others because we're all trying to survive the shit show that is 2020. I'll be around with your 2021 videos really soon. Until then, take care. I love you, and bye, Scorpio.